Hi, I'm Nando, your breakthrough coach, and today it's all about entrepreneurs, imposter syndrome, and anxiety. Because if you didn't know, now you do. Imposter syndrome refers to something in here giving you the experience that you're not competent as others, right? So like in your mind, your always internal dialogue says something like, oh, when it comes to business, making friends, keeping a job, making money, I suck. And I'm not as good as that person, or even that person over there, because they just posted their bikini vacation pics on Instagram, and my only vacation is going to the dollar store to buy cheap office supplies because I'm not making enough money to go to Staples, because I'm not good at making money, because I'm not good at my job. Why did I ever become an entrepreneur? Why did I think I could do this? Where's my stapler? And the loop goes on and on and on. It's the anxiety loop. While most imposter syndrome is usually narrowly applied to intelligence and achievement, it has links to other impacts that sets off the anxiety loop in entrepreneurs. So like, aren't you glad you found this video? Because things are about to get fascinating. Oh, and stay until the end because I've created a resource guide to imposter syndrome that I want to share with you. So are you ready to dive in and crack open the anxiety loop that imposter syndrome has you trapped in? All right, so give me a thumbs up and let's go. Listen, although it's called imposter syndrome, let's take the significance out of it. It's just a thing we experience that disempowers entrepreneurs. And my work is to empower you because you're freaking amazing, wonderful, fabulous, and brilliant. And how do I know this? Because I only attract freaking amazing, wonderful, fabulous, and brilliant people because I myself am freaking amazing, wonderful, fabulous, and brilliant, okay? So here are the two ways imposter syndrome triggers the entrepreneurial anxiety loop. Number one, perfectionism causes anxiety. Getting it right, or it has to be perfect, is a total imposter syndrome trait, sabotaging your entrepreneurial efforts and creating chaos, like total chaos. Why? Because in your mind, that precious little head is filled with internal dialogue pointing out why you're not good enough as others, your work doesn't measure up, or it's not great or even good. You get trapped inside of, you must say the perfect things, present the perfect work, and just be perfect yourself. And the reality of keeping that mindset is exhausting, and it triggers the anxiety loop. So, instead of triggering the anxiety loop by thinking things have to be perfect, you have to be perfect, dose yourself with compassion to slow the thoughts down. Take a step back to look at how far you've come and where you're at. So bottom line, giving yourself the space to breathe and celebrate your achievements. Because I know for a fact that you are not celebrating your wins if you're too busy caught up in the making everything look and be perfect. It's just the way it is. I know this. And the fastest way to conquer perfectionism is to take a look at your accomplishments and be with them. I'm talking really be with them. I have a folder in my computer filled with screenshots of client feedback or comments left on my videos, and I call this my win folder. And when I get caught up in the perfectionism mode, I bust it open and I'm just like with my wins. The second thing that triggers the anxiety loop is your relationship to your mistakes. See, you have it that you are the only incompetent entrepreneur roaming the planet, screwing things up over and over again. It's like in your mind, everyone else has it together. Everyone else has that entrepreneurial roadmap. They know what to do. They have the right formula. And you are on the struggle bus headed to Failureville. And you'll probably get lost on your way there too, right? All that's in your head. Incompetence causes anxiety, and it's rooted in how you see failure, mistakes, and missteps. Okay, so the anxiety you feel is directly related to the intensity of how harshly you judge yourself. I'll say that again for the people in the back. The anxiety you feel is directly related to the intensity of how harshly you judge yourself. There was research done in 1989 between male and female entrepreneurs, and women entrepreneurs had a different attachment style. So it's safe to say that men and women see failure differently. And it correlates to the findings that Ines and Clance discovered in their initial research of imposter syndrome a decade earlier, which is basically that women lack the internal acknowledgement, which has them experience the imposter phenomenon. I'll put it this way. Pretend you have an internal acknowledgement switch inside that's either off or on, right? And if it's off, you can only see the negative. You can only see the mistakes, and the intensity of how you relate to those mistakes creates the anxiety. And it can result in panic attacks, more thoughts of I'm a failure, this won't work out for me, why are things not working out for me and just for them? And so the anxiety loop has been triggered and there's no other way it can be. But if that internal switch is flipped on, then a mistake is not the end of the world, and you can actually learn from it, get data from it, grow, pivot, and know that it's just part of the process, because deep inside, you know you're a rock star on the roller coaster ride called entrepreneurship. And no matter what's happening, you're going to be okay experiencing all of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, you can manually flip the switch on right now and commit to owning your greatness rather than owning your failures and be defined by them. According to the research, and I'm paraphrasing here, when making a mistake or relating to failure, men will say something like this: oh, that mistake cost me 10K. And then they'll go order lunch and watch a rerun of American Idol and just let it go. Versus a woman entrepreneur will say, I am the mistake that cost me 10K. And she'll be down on herself for the next few weeks and punish herself by eating salads. Now, before we go on any further, I have to ask you, how do you relate to your mistakes? Do you put them through the intensity meter super high? Are you okay with yourself? What's the outcome? Let me know in the comments and how you deal with those confronting thoughts. And this leads me to today's nandoism. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. Now take a deep look at where you're triggering your own anxiety and get to the bottom of it. Imposter syndrome is no joke, and it will take the fun out of being an entrepreneur, right? So what is it? Is it your perfectionism that takes over, or how you relate to your mistakes, right? Or is it how you're measuring success? It's one, two, or is it all three of those things, right? Let's take a moment here and tell me what's opening up for you. What are you discovering? Leave it in the comments. If this video made a difference for you and you discovered or learned something new about yourself and your entrepreneurial journey, share it. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you know when the next one comes out. Now, since we're talking about anxiety, get to the bottom of it by getting a deeper understanding of the imposter phenomenon. And that's why I wanted to share with you the comprehensive Imposter Syndrome 101 resource guide my team and I put together. And it's packed with insights, tips, and ways to conquer imposter syndrome. And you can only get it if you sign up below. Or if you leave a comment right now saying, I'm interested, and I'll make sure that you get it. It's over 40 pages of everything you ever needed to know about imposter syndrome, including examples of people sharing their relationship with it. And did you know there's 5 different types out there? So are you wondering what type you are? I created the resource guide to let you know that you're not alone. We have all felt like this, and the research tells us that at least 70% of us at one point in our lives have felt this. So go now, sign up to download your resource guide today. I'm Nando, your breakthrough coach, and remember, I'm here to make your life sexier.